After Moses and the Israelites left Egypt, they began their journey through the wilderness. But God was with them every step of the way, leading them through the desert. By day, God went before them in a pillar of cloud to guide them on their journey. The cloud moved ahead of them, showing them the way. And at night, God changed the cloud into a pillar of fire to give them light, so they could travel both day and night. The pillar never left its place, guiding them all the way. After Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt, they were free, or so they thought. But then, something scary happened. Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, changed his mind. He decided to chase them and bring them back into slavery. The Israelites saw Pharaoh's army coming fast and they were trapped. The Red Sea was in front of them and the army was behind them. They had nowhere to go. "We're gonna die here. What are we going to do? Why did we leave Egypt? We were better off there," Moses said.
Don't be afraid. Stand firm and you will see the salvation of the Lord. The Lord will fight for you, and you need only to be still.
Moses trusted God completely, even though the situation seemed impossible. He knew that God was with them, and he would provide a way. Then God said, "Why are you crying out to me? Tell the Israelites to move on. Raise your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea." Moses did just as God commanded. And then something amazing happened. The wind started to blow and the waters of the Red Sea began to part. The sea opened up, creating two huge walls of water on either side. Can you believe it? The waters stood like giant walls on either side, and the Israelites could walk through on dry ground. Pharaoh's army didn't give up. They followed the Israelites into the parted sea, thinking they could catch them. The chariots and horses followed close behind, ready to capture the Israelites. But God wasn't done yet. As the Israelites crossed over to the other side, God threw the Egyptian army into confusion. The army got stuck in the middle of the sea, and God told Moses to stretch out his hand over the water again. And when Moses stretched out his hand, the waters came crashing back down, covering Pharaoh's entire army. The Israelites were safe on the other side of the sea. They saw the Egyptian army drowned in the water. The Israelites were free, and they knew that God had delivered them from their enemies. Moses and the people sang praises to God. "I will sing to the Lord, for he is highly exalted. The horse and rider he has hurled into the sea," for the amazing miracle they had just witnessed. They knew that God had saved them, and they would never forget how God had parted the sea to make a way for them. After crossing the Red Sea, the Israelites traveled deeper into the wilderness. But soon, they began to get hungry. They didn't have enough food, and they started to grumble. Some of them even wished they were back in Egypt where they had plenty to eat. They complained to Moses, and Moses cried out to God. Early the next morning, God sent something special. It was called manna, a white flaky substance that looked like frost. The people had never seen anything like it before. Moses told them, "This is the bread that the Lord has given you to eat. Gather just enough for each day, and you will have enough." And every morning, the manna appeared on the ground, and they could eat it for food. But that's not all that God gave them. In the evening, God sent quail, little birds that flew right into the camp. Now the Israelites had meat to eat too. God took care of their hunger in the wilderness, giving them just what they needed every day. Not long after, the Israelites moved on, but soon they became thirsty. There was no water to drink, and once again they began to complain. They said, "Why did you bring us out of Egypt? To die of thirst in this desert?" Moses prayed again. God answered Moses and said, "Take your staff and strike the rock." Moses did as the Lord commanded, and just like that, water poured out of the rock, and the people were able to drink and be refreshed. God had provided once again. Even though the journey through the wilderness was tough, the Israelites learned an important lesson. God always provided for them, whether it was food, water, or guidance. they knew that God was always with them. And so, even though the wilderness was a place of challenges, God used it to teach the Israelites to trust in Him. And just like them, we can trust God to lead us through our own journeys. So, friends, that's the story of how Moses and the Israelites journeyed through the wilderness with God's help. He provided for them in ways they never imagined. And just like God was there for them, He will be there for you too, no matter where you go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing Bible stories. See you next time.